Alright, what is up, y'all? So, today, February 22nd, day number 7 of starting our cut here. Out here getting our walk done. Kinda, humid day, but decided to rain this morning. Clouds are going to be going away. Sun's starting to come out, but you know how it works. When the ground gets wet, it starts to warm up. It's humid for an hour or so. So it is what it is. But it is beautiful. Currently like 78 degrees. It's going to be 84, 86 today, something like that. Whatever. Right? Beautiful. Can't complain. But, so, being day 7, let's get a little cutting update on our cardio walk here, right? So, training this week, starting the deficit, our leg day, a little rough, not gonna lie. That was struggled for 315 for a single, so I went ahead and racked it, and instead of trying to shoot for the triple on that after the single, I was like, you know what, I'll put 335 on here. We'll move that for a single, and we'll be done with squats, right? Well, put 335 on, got to the hole, got about back up to just past 90 degrees, and failed it. Is what it is. That was day number, well, let's see. So I guess that would have been day 3 of starting this, because my first 2 days were just cardio, and I used them as rest days. So I was feeling pretty sore and tender. So, day 4 was our light chest day. And no, I'm sorry about that. So day 1, I did light back. Then I took 2 days off for just cardio. Day 4 was leg day. Day 5 was our light chest day. Fortunately, the machine press was taken, all 3 of them, when I was ready to start chest. So instead of that, I went ahead and did some flat bench. But knowing it was my light day, and I machine press, 3 plates and a quarter on the machine press for my light day. I only put 225 on the bar. And I ended up just hitting that for 5 sets. First 3 were for 10. Second 2 were for 8. And then I did a back down set on 135 to failure. It was like 24 reps or something. So that day was alright. Went through the rest of the chest day, felt pretty good. Triceps feel strong. Elbows are a little tender. So tricep weight, we're probably going to bring that down a little bit on our heavy day. And maybe our light day as well. Just a little less. And then that way their only real heavy load currently is going to be the heavy chest day. Because we definitely don't want a severe case of tendonitis or anything. Dealing with it for a week or 2, that's whatever. Maybe a month while it recovers. But we don't want to keep making it worse and worse. So we do tend to snip problems like that in the butt, like once they actually become annoying. So then yesterday was heavy back, and man, was not feeling going into the gym for back day, but we went in, knocked out our deadlifts. So yesterday, plan was go in, pull 135, 225 for 5, which we did. Then 275, 315, 365, 405, and 455 for a triple. Well, we pulled 405 for a triple. We got up to that point. Pulled 455. Felt okay, but definitely not strong enough for a triple. So we went ahead and took our weight and went from 455 to 475. Pulled that for a single, get some extra load on us. Awesome. Best 475 single I've pulled so far for the third time ever pulling it. Felt very good about that. So next week, when we go in, we try to work up to that 455 for a triple and then add in a 475 rep. If we can do that, we are way on pace to hit a 500-pound deadlift. So not necessarily trying to lose a bunch of strength while we're in this cut. Just working out and keeping it gets much harder, obviously. So it is what it is when it comes to that. Got no problem with it. I will accept that. But it's just going to be hard, right? I will adapt. Weight-wise, doing awesome so far. So this is obviously day 7. Woke up this morning, do your morning things. I'm going to weigh myself, and came in this morning at 226.8. So that now puts me 3.7 pounds down. Now, do remember, your first week of cutting, you're going to drop a little more weight than what your actual normal pace is. So I'm not going to end up maintaining that through the entire cut. Now, next week, I could probably assume I'll be between 2.5 and 3 pounds down, just continuing with what I'm doing. And then, third week, I can probably expect 2 to 2.5 pounds. Week 4, I'll probably expect 1.5 to 2. And then every week after that, if we're between 1 to 1.5 pounds a week, we'll be golden. So then what I'm thinking is, after I'm done with week 4, or once I'm down 10 pounds, I put on the weight vest, I put 10 pounds of weight in it. Once I've got 15 pounds down, I could add another brick to it, front and back. Then when I'm 20 pounds down, I'll add another brick to it. So every 5 pounds I drop, I can add the weight vest to keep the difficulty of the walking the same that it is right now while I'm heavier. Because as you get lighter, the walking is going to get easier. You're going to burn less and less calories because you're not as heavy. So if I'm already used to walking around at 230, when I go do my walk, I might as well just make myself be 230 pounds, right? So I can keep that same level of intensity, even though technically it'll get harder and harder because I'm weighing less and less. So, but calorically, my theory is it should stay about the same. So that is kind of my thought process on that. So that's kind of this weekly update, of where we're at. Now, tomorrow, day 8, We've got heavy chest. The goal is 315 for a triple. So we hit 3 singles, then a double. Last chest day, we shot for a triple. The first 2 moved much faster than on the doubles, but I only got a third to half of the way back up on my 3rd rep. So if we get half to 3/4 of the way back up on this rep before we fail or finish it, we're stronger. We got further through the rep. So sometimes your progress isn't going to be able to be counted in, say, completed reps, but it can be counted in progress of finishing a rep as well. So if you attempt a rep and you can only get it an inch off your chest the first time, but then the second time you're like 3 inches off your chest, then 5 inches off your chest, obviously you're getting stronger and stronger. So that's a big benefit. Oh, all of a sudden clouds kind of rolled back in and it's starting to drizzle again. But it did actually just knock the humidity down by like 15%, so I'll take it. Even though it's not supposed to rain anymore for the rest of the day. But hey, whatever. I will never complain about the rain. But, so, that's our next heavy day. And then, after that, that's it for the heavy stuff for 3 days. Then we have our heavy leg day again. So, now, when I say heavy, it's just the big compound lifts. Because on my light leg day, we're still lifting hard, very hard. And I'm actually working on improving my front squat, which is on our quote-unquote light day. It's only light because it's not 315 pounds like my heavy back day. Last week I did 205 for a single. So this week I'll either shoot for 225 for a single or 205 for a double or triple, depending upon how it feels. I stayed with just a single because at 205 my right knee felt a little funny. Like, it didn't hurt or anything, it just didn't feel stable. So I didn't go for a second and third rep. I just racked it. It was like, perfect, this was my last set. So, which is already 20 pounds heavier, or sorry, 50 pounds heavier than what I was doing in my front squats, because I was doing 155 for 6 to 10. So to put up 205 for a single, I felt very happy with that, especially because this is really only my 5th or 6th week doing front squats. So the goal is to get that up to 80% of the back squat. So if my back squat is 315, I've got to be able to front squat 255, which, I mean, it's up there, you know, it's heavy. So I'm excited, you know, to keep setting these like smaller goals to kind of chase after that. For the most part, probably really don't mean much. I mean, doing front squats is a great quad builder. So if you're looking for a compounded movement to really beat on your front quads, well, your quads, which are on the front only, front squats, gnarly. And I mean, obviously, you got your leg extensions. That's an isolated movement, not compounded. And, all right, well, it's starting to rain. I don't want to necessarily just soak my phone. But that, guys, that's our update for the week. And I do plan on dropping probably a chest day video in between these updates, into which I'll just kind of talk over. So we'll have a talking head video, then a talk over video of my chest days, I think is what we're going to do. So I can try to get these videos out a week. And I think that'll keep the YouTube algorithm happy. So if you made it this far, guys, I appreciate it. Hit that like and subscribe. And we'll keep getting these gains together. But with that, make sure you're out there working towards your goals. Just don't be a lazy fuck.